I'm with Randy Vernon, Eldon Fire Chief, and from an October visit from ISO, the city's received the news that they are dropping their ISO rating from a 4 to a 3 within the city. Randy, go over just briefly, what are some of the big changes since the last inspection was 98, so it's been 20 years ago. That time it dropped from a 6 to a 4, which resulted in significant savings for the residents and the business community. But what are some of the big changes since 98 that resulted in this?
Well, we've made several improvements over the past 20 years. One thing, probably our biggest improvement, was the construction of the public safety building here in kind of the central location of the city, which allowed us easier access to all areas of the city. It's kind of a central point. Probably another is a grant I wrote in 2010, which allowed us to purchase a new fire truck. We've made several improvements through grants for personal protective equipment, through for self-contained breathing apparatus, for a lot of our rescue tools. Also improved a lot on our training. Training has become our number one key to retaining volunteers. Our water supply has also improved some.
I know you purchased the used ladder truck also.
Right, we purchased a ladder truck from Osage Beach in 2011. That helped improve our situation.
And you said the pumping capacity is like 6250 throughout the department currently, correct?
Yes, ISO requires a minimum pumping capacity per all our industrial and our fire flow needed at some of these factories at a maximum of 3,500 gallons per minute, and we have the pumping capacity right now of pumping 6,250 gallons per minute, which helps us out there.
Okay, so the water flow in the city is good. You said earlier the communications department is in good shape, and with the new
yeah, that's part of our ISO grading. Is the survey was 10% of it is communication, 40% is water supply, and then 50% is the fire department. And our communications is doing really good. We've set up through them alarm assignments, which really helped improve our response and how we responded to some of these incidents, and helped them out quite a bit too by allowing them access to phone numbers depending on what the call is. So our communications is doing really good.
So what would you say the greatest need going forward, as far as you mentioned that there's a possibility of dropping to a 2?
There's always that possibility, and we are points wise per the survey, we are really close to dropping to a 2. There are some things we need to consider and build upon, and that is our training records and personnel. Personnel is a big thing. Our volunteers have dropped 50% since 1998. We went from 40 volunteers down to 18 now, but we also have 4 full-time firefighters, including me, which still helps out per our call volume. But volunteerism, that's what we're really going to focus on probably more this year, is trying to get some more volunteers.
What would you say to someone out there that might be contemplating becoming a volunteer for the department?
I know one of the biggest reasons a lot of volunteers don't step forward is because they don't know how to, and it's really pretty easy and relatively safe how we go about teaching. But all you have to do is come by the fire station, find a volunteer firefighter, request an application to become a volunteer, and once that process starts, then it's all training from there. It's really pretty easy. So you need to call or come by or email the fire department, and we'll get you started. It's real easy.
Well, I'm sure from talking to other volunteers, it's rewarding on a level like you mentioned when we were talking earlier, being able to help your neighbors out, being able to give back to the community. It's not dollars and cents in your pocket, but it's giving.
Yeah, unfortunately, volunteerism takes a lot of time and training, but the rewards are great, or actually greater than that. It's the commitment and the want to need to help your neighbor.
Well, thank you, Randy.
You're welcome. Thank you.